Good day, everyone. To start, we have our symbolism here that represents our whole experience and insights all throughout the observation process. So, we have this picture that depicts the relationship between the mother duck and a puppy. And as we all know, we are all familiar with the mother duck with its ducklings. But in our case, in our observation, of course, even though the students didn't come forth from their teacher, they were provided with adequate care and attention to cater their learning needs. As second parent, we know that the task is not easy. No, it takes effort and passion, kumbaga, to fit all the puppies into the wings of a mother duck. So imagine the responsibilities that you have to take into account just to prepare the future of the nation, no? Just to prepare the unique individuals for them to propel and for them to thrive, no, sa bigger world na ahead of them. And also, not just the students, but also us observers, the five puppies that were also fostered by our mother duck for a month to prepare us a field, to prepare us through scenarios, no, of being in the profession. So we have experience, we've seen what it is like to be in the true setting. So including na dito ang mga discussion proper, the assessments, no, the class engagement, as well as the classroom management na gina-utilize sa teacher namo. And with that, apil sa dito naka-anchor na, no, ang mga different approaches and as well as the teaching principles said. And also the teaching demonstrations of my co-observer side, which naka-learn sad mi sa usag-usa. And the experience was great in just a short span of time. So we're thinking about how much more, no, on times na we got to finally teach soon, no, since we really look forward sa in the future. So if that time will come, we will bring all the things that we learn, all the aspects that we got sa observation process namo, no, especially as we get to finally evolve as a parent duck to our students.
Good afternoon again, everyone. So here's what we have observed during our nearly 30 hours of class observation at Abellana National School. We were assigned to observe grade 7 students with our cooperating teacher, Miss Jen Pangatungan. First, I will talk about the physical classrooms or the classroom environment based on our observation. So there are classrooms that are not that well lighted and not that well ventilated. And we know that well lighted and well ventilated classrooms are important aspects of an effective classroom environment or a classroom environment that is conducive for learning. Kaya again, this was mentioned by the previous groups before that if init kayo or dim kayo ang room, it can cause nga ang students mawalag focus sa klase and mulid nga dili sila kataro og paminaw. Also, most of the classrooms have already their own television available for PowerPoint presentations, educational video viewing, and other purposes. However, there are still few classrooms that don't have one. Moreover, from the class observations that we had, we also observed that chairs are usually arranged in accordance with the type of activity that will be most convenient for the students. For example, when students had their periodical exams, the grid seating arrangement was used to allow for a fluid traffic pattern in which the teacher could easily roam around the classroom, whereas the corner work seating arrangement was used when small groups of students had group activities or simple experiments. Following that, I will share our observations about classroom management or how the teacher manages the class. First, we noticed that the teacher follows a routine at the start and end of her classes. She always begins the class with a short prayer followed by the exchange of greetings and then a check to see who is or is not present on that particular day. On the other hand, she ends her class by letting the students pick up pieces of paper or plastics below their chairs and then letting them arrange properly their armchairs. This is followed by again a short closing prayer. Moreover, the students misbehaving in class is inevitable. For example, namin na-observe ng student and he was playing and tossing his backpack while the teacher is talking in front. With this, the teacher addressed and responded to the misbehavior at that very moment. She called the attention of the student, which served as a warning, but didn't scold him in front of his classmates. Iyatong i-ask ang student og impromptu question related sa topic and murag nakasabot guro ang bata ato na time nga maotoy way ni ma'am sa pagbadlong sa iyaha, and after that kanaminaw na sa klase ang bata. Additionally, our teacher also praises those students who answers correctly and who participates, in which this can help them build a good relationship and as well as motivate the students as to not be afraid of answering and to participate more actively. Another case is that we also observe that the teacher most of the time uses a student-centered approach in discussions. She also gives the students opportunities to share their experiences and ideas with no judgment while the teacher listens attentively. Mangutana sila like mangutana ang teacher nila like if naka-experience na ba sila ana, or like mag-ask si ma'am unsay by examples ng ilang nahuna-hunaan. Students are also given opportunities to ask questions or clarifications if there were points that they were confused with. Furthermore, the teacher uses contextualization or considering a concept in a specific topic and relating it to a common situation that the students have experienced in real life. This is, I believe, utilized by the teacher so that the students can easily grasp or understand the concepts or science ideas being discussed and also to catch their interest.
As a future educator, I have learned that the following are the classroom management techniques that you need to master to create and maintain a learning environment that is conducive to successful teaching and learning. First, as Alexa have mentioned, in Abiliana National High Schools, there are classrooms that are not that well lighted and well ventilated. As such, students are often inattentive because they feel uncomfortable. Now, as a teacher, what do we do with that? What we do is we improvise and solve the problem. You might have observed that most teachers in public schools are very creative when it comes to classroom beautification, because as studies by UCL Institute for Environmental Design and Engineering 2022 suggest that a comfortable, well-lighted, and well-ventilated physical environment, our physical classroom contributes to students' higher academic performance and improved attention. Moving on, Alexa have also stated that there are classrooms that does not have their own televisions for any educational use. While it is highly commendable that Abiliana National High School is really advancing towards the acquisition of 21st century skills through exposing students to the use of educational presentations or tools, which is one of the key components of technological literacy, we can truly say that they are not really at their 100% when it comes to this aspect. But to address this issue, the teacher still needs to improvise. Some teachers still uses the conventional method of teaching, such as a simple chalk and board discussion together with incorporation of visual aids. And this is just one of the issues which I think they need to address, as technological literacy is a supportive pillar that strengthens skill sets. Moreover, as a teacher, you really have to consider the most appropriate type of seating arrangements suitable to the learning activities of the students. Now, this is one of the most vital classroom management skill a teacher needs to master in order to take a full control on the behavior of the students, as well as possibly promote an effective and conducive learning environment. A teacher needs to be strategic and innovative when it comes to dealing with students' behavior at any given instances, most importantly during assessments. Now, let us move forward with how a teacher should manage a classroom. During our observation, we have observed that our teacher mentor always follow a specific routine before and after the end of the session. As we all know, setting of routines is also one of the essential components of classroom management, as it gives the students an idea of what to do and what they should do. This is essential for time management, as it allows students to quickly accomplish tasks and create smoother decisions, and therefore allow fewer opportunities for disruptions to occur. Therefore, teachers should set a routine in the classroom to make class time enjoyable and more productive. In addition to that, we cannot deny the fact that regardless of our classroom management technique, suppose there are still students that misbehave. That's why in a classroom, it is very important that you have set of rules and guidelines to impose. Classroom rules are the foundation for functional and successful classroom in any setting. Classroom rules are set to teach the students a proper and safe way to act within the classroom and thus improve their learning. Rewards and consequences also works best in a assertive classroom management approach. Lastly, it is very important that we have a student-centered classroom, primarily because it focuses on the individual students' needs and their unique learning styles and engages them in the learning process. It is best to allow our students to take a complete control of their learning, while teachers act as their support to reach their optimal best. Learner-centered teaching also encourages students to reflect on what they are learning and how they are learning, in which we primarily have observed during our observation in Avellana National High School. We can resonate that our mentor or teacher is really good at what she's doing, and being a teacher isn't really just require passion, but also a lot of hard work.
Okay, so for the educational theory, seeing how our teacher adapts a student-centered technique in all our classes is really fascinating because based sa mga share sa mga ubang observers dito, many teachers utilize teacher-centered approach because of time constraint and kahasol na po sa pagbot og mga activities para ning student-centered technique. And our instructor promotes expertise, previous experiences, education, and ideas of students through oral engagement, peer activity, or group projects, and she clearly employs a collaborative strategy as well in which she groups students based on their performance. Iyang i-group ang students nga mo perform well to those who do not. And one instance sa ani is katong about activity sa zone of the earth where she had observed students who struggle with the activity katong finding a place with the use of latitude and longitude. So iyang gipatapad ang katong kamao sa dili kamao mo locate. And based from the outcome of the activity, the strategy she employed was clearly effective as around 85 to 90% of the students were able to attain the objective of that certain activity. And in terms of classroom management, I believe she employs an assertive approach as she establishes rules, balances positive and negative penalties, and be firm in verbal communication to communicate their goals and requirements. Her rules are clear and obvious. She does not allow students to interfere with another student's learning by addressing their behavior immediately. Once a students exhibit that certain behavior, like negative behavior, iya gid nang address. And if that certain students exhibits appropriate behavior, she quickly acknowledges it pod and reinforce it like iyang i-praise ang students. And it is really a good thing. It is really a good approach na because it will able teacher to express her point of view in a way that is clear and direct while still respecting others. And this can help teachers minimize conflict, control anger, and have her needs better met.
Okay, so for our insights, sitting at the back was like monitoring and capturing every moment in the class. And with that, our group can say that every teacher has unique characteristics. So each has their own teaching styles, how they tend to manage the class, and develop their own classroom routines and rules. So next, teachers always prepare before class. So since our mentor was very hands-on, we learned from that the teachers prepare something for the class's activity and of course plans ahead in order to have a smooth discussion. And from this, we also came to realize that the reason why the teachers are perceived to be someone who knows what he or she does is because teachers take time to prepare the things that the students will do in the class. So next, teachers should be techy and equipped with the necessary skills. So of course, with the integration of technology in education, part of being a competent teacher is to become technology literate. So next, teachers are busy. So aside from coming into a number of different classes, teachers also attend to other important matters like working on some documents, processing grades or scores, checking students' outputs, and many to mention. However, despite the fact that being a teacher is a tiring job, it is also fulfilling seeing your students progress, grow, and learn. So meanwhile, in terms of the students, so students have varying behavior and characteristics. So this is indeed true and was observed because there are some times that classroom management is a bit challenging to the teacher. So given that students are very diverse in a class and a teacher tend to face different types of students, so a teacher must know how to handle different behaviors and manage the class well without affecting the class or discussion. So as a whole, it was a memorable experience for us and we have learned a lot with our observations and we also have observed a lot of points that were already taken note of and that enables us to anticipate or imagine what an ideal classroom would look like. And along with it are the observed teaching strategies, the nature of the teacher, the challenges of the teacher in terms of classroom management and addressing the common behaviors of the students. So that would be all. Thank you.